Hi, this is Mary Jean Ziska. I don't have my big driver's license, so I'm showing you the real driver's license. You can see the little reflective things. It's the real me, and it is 3:53 p.m. It is the 20th of October 2015. I just drove about an hour and a half to visit KEL Attorneys. Super, super sweet and helpful on the phone. Thought they could do something with actually removing the bankruptcy created by Linda Yeager with returning the funds stolen by Marion Gregory and probably suing Patrick Weber and the Guardianship Department of Naples, Florida, who unjustly never gave me back my freedom and have done nothing but hurt me. So I've got to say, they weren't able to help. They suggested that I actually contact the FBI. So, or actually go downstairs in this building. It's a big P&G building. They told me to contact the FBI. So I also contacted and went up to Morgan & Morgan. This is the Morgan & Morgan office. And funny story, Morgan & Morgan actually does not do any type of walk-ins. So while I was sitting in the office, I have their card, so I had to call them up to try to set up an appointment while I'm sitting in their office. Strange thing though, the intake person, as normal intake people, didn't ask me my name, didn't ask me where I lived, didn't ask me a lot of my situations, basically told me they didn't handle anything like that and that I should contact the FBI or Social Security. The FBI then, when I called them, said I should contact the Social Security Department or the IRS, because even though it's a federal offense to steal finances from Social Security, nobody wants to touch it. People in America love actually allowing crime to happen. It's amazing. I am so thankful and grateful I grew up in Ras Tanura, Saudi Arabia. My dad worked with Aramco, the oil company, for 10 years? I was there from when I was 7 to 17. Didn't have to lock cars, doors, houses, no crime. They actually took care of crime the old-fashioned way with capital punishment, but they ended up also creating a not establishment, a government and a country without crime. This would never, ever, ever have happened. Someone who stole my identity in 2002 would have been caught, punished, and sent to whatever jail or had whatever consequences dealt quickly and swiftly. In America, you're allowed, and especially in Florida. The only thing I've found is that crime actually pays in Florida. People can get away with any crime that they want. You can't get any legal representation, and you sure as heck can actually fight it yourself. So I guess that's why criminals come to Florida, because they are allowed to get away with crimes and seem to do a great job of running the victims around, trying to find representation, trying to find help. And I guess that's the same reason I started the website in 2007, mysearchforjustice.com. Still found no justice, still found no one who actually has the guts to stand up and men of integrity, women of honor, people who actually do the right thing, who stop criminals, who say, hey, you know what, a crime was committed and we're going to actually not allow it to happen again, and maybe even change laws. Yesterday, I actually emailed the 40 different senators from Florida with a document just an actual request for assistance to all 40 different senators to try to actually see who might be available. I know the one senator in Venice is proposed a bill that was supposed to actually help and change laws concerning guardianship, which of course there should be more transparency and there should be more accountability, because pretty much everything that has happened because people have allowed it to happen. Corruption within the guardianship departments, corruption within the legal system has allowed quite a few no, I wouldn't say technicalities, but it has allowed people to get away with crimes. If you have someone who's allowed to open up a bank account, someone who's allowed to steal money, someone who's allowed to then put that money into a bank account, there needs to be someone on the other side of all the crime saying, hey, this actually falls within the jurisdiction of, if it's a felony and the FBI is supposed to handle it, then the FBI takes on and says, let's file a report. If it's for the actual Department of Justice, then someone actually stands up for what's right and makes sure that something is actually done. Reports are filed and someone doesn't get away with a crime. If it's just the legal system, then within the clerk of courts or within the court system, then there has to be accountability from judges and lawyers. And I am so ashamed at the lawyers in Florida who won't stand up and actually do what's right because they're too afraid to sue one of their fellow lawyers. I still need to actually continue filing a complaint against Linda Yeager, who created the bankruptcy, Chapter 3 bankruptcy, and then it morphed it into a Chapter 7 bankruptcy when I contacted the Department of Justice and actually told them that this bankruptcy she was creating, that I had never met the person and that she actually was committing a crime. Then, of course, on top of that, there should be someone who, hopefully within the Florida bar, actually does take seriously when there's crooked lawyers involved and when there's people who aren't doing their job. This is just a matter of due diligence. When people, at first, she didn't check to find out that there were anything that I didn't have a $500,000 mortgage. Different people also didn't check. I think the KEL lawyers may have been inclined to actually create more bankruptcies than remove bankruptcies, and their intake slash paralegals, I don't know if they have to drive an hour and a half to meet with people or not, but what actually should have happened was there should have been a more due diligence also on the part of KEL. Morgan and Morgan, gotta tell you, are not for the people. Unless you actually are personal injury, that seems to be the only case that they seem to want to handle, which is disappointing because their commercials and their ads seem to actually hold up their law firm as a really well-established law firm that really fights for the rights and justice, and might even be someone who can change laws, make precedent, be able to actually do something to create a legacy that stands up and makes a difference in the world. They haven't. So far, anyone I've talked to hasn't. So, this is Mary Jean Ziska, and I am still trying to find decent, honorable people who stand up for justice, stand up for people's rights, fix the corruption and the devastation that it actually creates, and is able to make changes in laws, even, or at the very least, correct the actual injustice and the crimes that have been committed. If you want to contact me, you can contact me. Still, never had a contact through www.mysearchforjustice.com, the website I created in 2007 to stop the injustice and to let people know about, bullies and different things, corrupt practices that were going on that were completely and utterly, God, they just ruined my life. What can I say? If I could go back in time, I'd go back to 1986, stay in Monte Carlo, and never ever step foot in America again. The laws here don't protect the innocent. They don't actually stand up for the law. They don't actually do anything to help victims, and that's a shame because this is supposed to be America, the home of the free, land of the brave, people who actually came over, and Thanksgiving's coming up, people who came over to make changes so that a corrupt government wasn't actually able to hurt the common people, that the common people had a say, that we were allowed constitutional rights that were founded on "In God We Trust." And basically, I haven't found anyone so far since 2006, 2007, even before that, who stands up for justice, who makes a difference, and who actually changes laws, stands up for justice. It's just a shame. So anyway, if you could contact me, that would be great. And once again, this is Mary Jean Ziska. This video is going to be on YouTube. And I will put information on how to contact me. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.